Is Jesus the Messiah? From what I know of Christianity, it is essential for them to believe that he is the prophesied Messiah, and I have seen many emphatic arguments that this is the case. These arguments tend to revolve around 1. Miracles done, 2. Fulfillment of prophecies in the Old Testament, 3. Lineage. But I'm going to look at this the other way around. Is it possible to show from the Old Testament that Jesus was not the promised Messiah? Many of the messianic prophecies are in Isaiah, born in the 8th century BC and documented in the book of Isaiah. Chapter 11. A shoot will come up from the stump of Jesse, from his roots a branch will bear fruit. The Spirit of the Lord will rest on him, the Spirit of wisdom and of understanding, the Spirit of counsel and of might, the Spirit of the knowledge and fear of the Lord. And he will delight in the fear of the Lord. He will not judge by what he sees with his eyes, or decide by what he hears with his ears. But with righteousness he will judge the needy. With justice he will give decisions for the poor of the earth. He will strike the earth with the rod of his mouth. With the breath of his lips he will slay the wicked. Righteousness will be his belt, and faithfulness the sash around his waist. Christians take this as a prophecy which is fulfilled by Jesus, and they give a proof that Jesus has the right descent. But then, chapter 11, verse 6, the wolf will live with the lamb, the leopard will lie down with the goat. The calf and the lion and the yearling together, and a little child will lead them. The cow will feed with the bear, their young will lie down together. And the lion will eat straw like the ox, the infant will play near the cobra's den, and the young child will put its hand into the viper's nest. And it's perfectly obvious that none of that has happened. He will raise a banner for the nations and gather the exiles of Israel. He will assemble the scattered people of Judah from the four quarters of the earth. Ephraim's jealousy will vanish, and Judah's enemies will be destroyed. Ephraim will not be jealous of Judah, nor Judah hostile towards Ephraim. They will swoop down on the slopes of Philistia to the west. Together they will plunder the people to the east. They will subdue Edom and Moab, and the Ammonites will be subject to them. The Lord will dry up the gulf of the Egyptian sea. With a scorching wind he will sweep his hand over the Euphrates River. He will break it up into 7 streams so that anyone can cross over in sandals. There will be a highway for the remnant of his people that is left from Assyria, as there was for Israel when they came up from Egypt. And none of that has happened. So now chapter 2, which contains the most famous words, he will judge between the nations and will settle disputes for many peoples. They will beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation will not take up sword against nation, nor will they train for war anymore. And none of that has happened either. The usual Christian apology for this is that this will happen in the second coming when Christ returns. But clearly, until then, Christ is only one of many possible candidates for being the Messiah. And the second coming was supposed to be soon, really soon. Mark 9.1, and he was saying to them, "Truly I say to you, there are some of those who are standing here who shall not taste death until they see the kingdom of God after it has come with power." But that was 2,000 years ago, and they're all dead now, and we're still waiting. Myth busted.